All right, everyone. Welcome to our Pure Health Warrior Monday night team call. This is January 29th. I appreciate you guys getting on the call tonight with us and excited to have you guys all here. And I know we've had a couple other people that are kind of crazy busy and other things are going on tonight. So I know I got quite a few messages that they just couldn't get on. I did see some of your faces on the overview that I just did a little bit ago. So thank you for getting on there. And I got a couple, looks like good people that we should be connecting up with next week from that. And we also, remember, we have another Pure Health Warrior overview that I'm going to be hosting tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for our team as well. Be sure to invite to that. If you can, excuse me, oh, needs a little bread. If y'all want to invite people to that tomorrow, that'd be awesome. So I appreciate that. We'll make sure we load that call. Let's try to get as many people on it as possible. And let's see. All right, we've got 9 people on so far. People are still hopping on. And Angie Cox. She said, I have no idea. I want bed. Angie, I hope you can, did you record that video? Did you do that yet? That you were going to redo? She might not be able to talk to us.
Not yet. I will. I just, when you replied, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Totally do that. I just, put it on my list of things to do.
There you go. I know my list gets more and more crazy every day. So speaking of that, and the conversation that you and I had before that team call that you spoke on, Angie, it actually made me think about, where people are in this business. And we have people in here from all areas. Some of you guys have been here from the very beginning, and some of you are just joining, and some have been here just for a few months. And this type of business can be overwhelming. It can be very consuming. Like when you first jump in, you think you have to learn everything, and you really kind of consume yourself with everything pure. And we say, like, it kind of becomes pure puke. Like your spouses get tired of hearing you talk about it. It's something new and it's exciting and it's all you want to talk about. Like there's all these new great things coming on with it. But at the same time, if you consume yourself with it too much, it can be overwhelming. It can drag you down. You get let down because things don't happen as quick as you think they should, despite the fact that you've been spending a lot of time on it. And time in Pure, like that can be construed as so many different things. It could be learning, watching videos, just listening, getting on lots of team calls, not even just our team calls, but listening. I know I do it. Francine does it. We listen to the Pure Freedom team calls from Fred and Kelly Johnson's team. We listen to the Pure Team Global team calls. We listen to Rachel's. I mean, those things I think they're essential for your business, and it's great to listen and to learn and to absorb. It's the action that you take in this business that's really going to take you very far, and I can tell you guys, I've spent a lot of time just kind of scrolling through and learning as much as I possibly can to see what Whitney Johns is doing. I've totally been stalking her, and Whitney is not spending time listening to calls. Whitney's not spending time watching Rachel's every video on Pure Life Changers website. She is very action-oriented, and that just means she picks up the phone, she's inviting people. If anybody likes or comments on her posts, she's going to Facebook and she's messaging that person and she's saying, hey, I really like to talk to you. Can I have your phone number? And then she's getting on the call and she's very confident about what we have. Her posture and her language is very positive and very professional, and she just exudes pure profession. I mean, it's all there is to it. And she's not spending a lot of time wasting time on things that aren't, as Greg calls it, my husband, revenue producing activities. Like he's like, what are you doing, Linda? It doesn't look like revenue producing activities to me. And I'm very guilty of it. I do things that I like to do rather than things that I should be doing. And then I get very burnt out. My brain gets tired. I think too much. I get going in all these different directions. And this past week was one of those. It was a perfect example, especially, I kind of like put off all these things and I had all these ideas and my brain was kind of everywhere. And then I wanted to put it all together on Sunday. And then nothing worked Sunday where I could do what I wanted to do. And it was so frustrating. And I ended up just taking a nap. I'm like, okay, I need to meditate. So I actually signed up for this thing called Mentor Box, and I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. It was like $7 a month or $59 for a year. And one of the things I've learned about this industry is it pays to have a mentor, and whether if you're not attending big events like corporate events, and I'm not talking about like our pure events, but even like Francine goes to Danny Johnson events every year. Going to an Eric Worre event near you would be priceless. Getting fed, like I love his book and I could listen to his audio all day long, but I could only imagine what going to his event must be like. And getting to hear from top speakers in other industries. So learning from other people besides the people who are in Pure can take you so far in so many other directions. So I got this thing called Mentor Box, and what it does is it basically, I'm so guilty of getting all these personal development books, and I read 10 or 20 pages, or maybe if I listen to them, chances are I'll listen to the whole book. But if I get the book, like this one, like I never get further than that. You see where I'm at? It's like a third of the book, maybe, if I'm lucky. Like I just don't ever get through it. So Mentor Box takes all these great personal development books, and they usually interview the person who's in it, and they give you all these steps to learn about the book. And they basically call it the big ideas in the book, and they break them all down into these bite-sized chunks, and you get to talk to listen to the author speak, and hear where she was coming from when she wrote the book. And it's very audio based, but then they give you these great printouts, that kind of break everything down for you in all these little sections. So you actually get to go through the whole book. It's like Cliff Notes for the books, put it that way. But it gives you time to think on each section of what they're trying to teach you in these mentor books, and learn from the mentors exactly what they're trying to give you. Even if you're not taking the time to listen or to read, you go through each step by step and absorb it more. So this particular one that I was listening to I just thought, well, this will just kind of be my meditation time. I just need to kind of let my brain relax. And it's very, very soothing, like to listen to this particular one. And it was the book was called Thrive by Ariana Huffington. And I'm listening to this and I'm like, God speaks to me. Like, this is exactly what I needed in my life. And I just thought, well, I wonder how many people on our team can use this. Like, they just get overwhelmed and we get pushed in so many directions, and we're not really producing what we'd like to produce. And maybe it's just because we're in too many directions. We're not taking the time to absorb what we need to and then put the action out where it should go. So this particular book, Ariana Huffington was the woman who wrote the Huffington Post. She's the original person for that, and then sold it. But this is like little 30-second summaries, and then they have like 10 big ideas that came from the book. But the big idea would be, so they have some different things here, but one that really stuck out to me, the big idea number one, the third metric is your well-being. And they say, know this: money and power are only two legs of success tool. The third is well-being. So what to do about that? You should really concentrate on your physical and mental wellness, cultivating wisdom, having a sense of wonder, and giving to others. That's what we're all about in this business, and sometimes we get so lost in everything else that we kind of forget about that. So I just thought I'd kind of break these down and just give you these top 10 big ideas, because this is something I think every one of us could apply to what we do with Pure. So big idea number 2, being to unplug. Remember that, Angie, as we were talking a couple weeks ago? Angie got a kick out of me actually saying, I'm taking off on Sunday. I'm not going to be on the phone. I'm disappearing. And I did that, but we went 4-wheeling or whatever that weekend when we did it. And sometimes that's just the best way to do it. I know Rachel goes on a cruise, and that's so she will totally be unplugged for a week or two. It's the only way she can do it. So know this: technology is an incredible tool, but it can become a nasty addiction if you don't guard against its powers. What to do? Give yourself at least 2 hours a day where you unplug from technology. No phones, no television, no screens. Simply focus on relationships or improving your health. Wise words. And we should do that. Like, that should just be all of our every Sunday activity. I think everybody in the team should do that. If we all do it, nobody feels guilty because they didn't do something for somebody else. All right, number 3, mindfulness. Know this: Nearly everything in our lives is an incredibly magnificent creation, but you have to be in the right frame of mind to notice it. The next time you're bored, instead of jumping to technological satiation, sit with yourself in silence for a bit. Notice something spectacular about your surroundings and be still. One of the examples they gave when they were talking about this, the author was, she lived in New York City and walked, the same blocks to work every single week and was out there on the same city blocks all the time, day in and day out. And so one time she said, well, I know I need to practice mindfulness. And her health, the whole reason this book was written was because her health took a dramatic downturn. And it was because she wasn't sleeping. She was working 80 hours a week. And she wasn't taking care of herself. And so she took this walk and she looked at this building to the side, and then she looked up and she's like, God, I never even knew that building was there. This magnificent architecture and, structure there. And she just never even noticed it. And she'd been walking those same city blocks right by that building for or for months and months on end, probably even years. And it took her actually just stopping and going slower and being mindful of her surroundings and just taking a look around to learn what else was there. So imagine what else you can learn if you do that. Big idea number 4 is meditation. I know Abby has been really good about doing this, and this was something like that particular day. Before I heard this, I was like, I just need to meditate. I just need to be still and turn off everything. And so they said, know this. Meditation is like a super drug with no side effects. It helps cognitive function, physical health, and mood like nothing on the market. So what to do? Start with just 5 minutes. Simply sit still and count your breaths. And, they talked about how a lot of people think, well, if I meditate, I need to have the right kind of music or the whistles, bells, or whatever going on in the background, and you got to have the right audio and some guru speaking to you. And you really don't. You just need to sit and be quiet and just, meditate and just be alone with your breath and just focus on your breath. And your mind might wander and it might go here and there, but if you can just get back to your breathing in and out and focus on that, do that. And prayer, meditation, your prayer, all that can kind of go in the same realm. So big idea number 5 is giving. The science of happiness that says that altruism is one of the surefire ways to induce happiness. What to do? The next time you're at work, give someone a genuine compliment. In fact, do this every day. So I thought it was interesting they said work, because we don't all work from, at a location. Some of us work from home, but wherever you are, if you're at the grocery store or anything, just be mindful in giving a compliment, just paying something, giving something to somebody else. You can be buying coffee for somebody in the Starbucks drive-thru, or, give the homeless guy a hamburger down the road, or just pay somebody a compliment. It doesn't have to cost anything. It can be free, but giving of yourself. Number 6 is life of value. So know this, you should not be about how much you can take or receive. Your life should not be about how much you can take or receive, but how much value you can give to others. Imagine everything you do as an exchange of value. Are you giving the most of yourself, and are you living up to your own expectations? Just something to think about there. Number 7, wisdom. Know this, if we are not growing, we are dying. It is impossible to thrive without growth. One of the things I love most about this business is I don't think I've grown more in 7 years that I've done network marketing than I did in the previous 40 years before that. Just because most people don't have the opportunity to learn and absorb and be taught to educate themselves or be taught to invest in themselves the way network marketers do. And in a typical job, you don't get that, or a typical school setting or college or whatever. You're not taught to invest in yourself the way that we are. So I love that she included that. So every day, try to become a better version of yourself, read more, stretch your comfort zone, practice something difficult, and have a profound conversation. Even if it's just 10 minutes of trying, practicing something new. I keep saying for the last few years, I'm going to learn to play guitar. I'm going to learn to play guitar. Dang it, I need to learn to play guitar. And that's something I could literally pick up and try to just practice 10 minutes a day. So whatever it is that you want to learn how to do or something like that, gain wisdom in for yourself, why not spend 10 minutes a day doing that? But I need to go get it tuned. I need to learn how to tune it at the guy down the street. The store up road. All right, so number 8.
There's an app for that.
I know. I know. I'm a very hands-on learner, so I think I'm going to need hands-on. So my son said he tried to teach me how to play guitar one time, probably lasted about 5 minutes. And he's like, nah, he said, I could teach a brick wall how to play guitar easier than I could teach you, Mom. All right. Number 8, wonder. Know this. Having big conversations about the meaning of life will inform the way we view the world. What to do? Do not ignore the big questions. Ask yourself daily why you are here. What is the point of your life? By doing so, you'll push yourself harder to become who you are meant to be. Big idea number 9, gratitude. Know this. Gratitude journals are scientifically proven to induce happiness and cultivate richer relationships with those whom we love. What to do? Remind yourself every morning of at least 5 things that you are grateful for. And I think it's good to be grateful for things in advance. You know, go ahead and tell God thank you for what you have not yet received, because you know it's coming and He wants you to have it. Big idea number 10. I love this one. This is probably my favorite one. Sleep. So simple, but we need it. And so none of us do it enough. So, well, Greg might argue, I like to sleep. I sleep a lot. It's very necessary in my life. Know this, sleep is the foundation of energy, and energy is the foundation of action. Action is the foundation of success. So what to do? Do not avoid sleep for other more important tasks. There are no other more important tasks. Without proper sleep, you are running your engine at first gear. So true. I guess I should have read this other part for idea number 9 under gratitude. It said, if nothing else, remember this: use technology to your advantage, but do not be used by it. Be in control of what information you allow your brain into your brain, and guard your mind. 2, if you care about your performance in life or work, you need to care about your sleep. Get 8 hours every night, or else your abilities will suffer. Number 3, be mindful of what matters. Take the time to enjoy the small pleasures of life, family, love, the weather, tiny moments. I guess that was just the end. So that was my notes on that. If you wanted, I can drop the PDF for it in our notes section. You might be able to get it. I'm not quite sure. I can try. But do you guys have any questions or anything you want to add tonight? I know that was totally off what I normally do, but it just really spoke to me, and I thought, well, maybe somebody else needs to hear that too. Anybody have any questions or concerns for the week or anything you want to go over? Nothing. This might be the world's shortest team call.
I can share something really quick.
Go ahead, Kristen.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
My phone went dead, and I was like, where did they go? And all of a sudden, it just went off. I don't know if you guys have heard of She Works His Way, but for you guys who are, Christian women in the marketplace, it's a really great, it's kind of like the mentor box, kind of what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. But they have usually weekly webinars. And then there's also something called, let me grab it. But it's kind of in line with what you're saying. But Michelle Myers, do you remember her?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's the founder of She Works His Way. And it's called the She Works His Way Business Tracker. And what you do is you start your month. And actually, it's like a quarterly planner. Let me just tell you, each day you go through. And you have like your daily goals, your 3 main prayers, 5 things I'm grateful for, commitment to clients, list. You have like a box for listen, box for learn, invest, and then nurture. Mm-hmm. And then invest in 2 potential clients, like number 1, number 2, what did you do to invest in them? Where did the conversation take place? How will you follow up? And then you do like a spontaneous wow. How did I serve above and beyond today? And then what happened today in your business that you can share later? And then you kind of come up with your no matter what's each day. Mm-hmm. So it kind of helps you keep on track. I've had a hard time with these trackers, but it's been a blessing because you're actually able to go above and beyond what a normal tracker does.
Tell me what it's called again.
It's called the She Works His Way Business Tracker. And it's, I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, yeah. And Michelle Myers made that?
Yeah. The premise is keep my hustle holy, which I love.
She did the Proverbs 31 woman study for a long time, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's a good, I just wanted to inject that because it's kind of in line with what you're talking about. But it's just kept me.
I like it. I was trying to share the link to that PDF, but it's not letting me do it, guys. I can screenshot it. Probably because they want you to purchase it. Maybe. Oh, hold on. Oh, wait. Maybe I can download it. Hold on. Nah. It's the same one I already have. Well, thanks, Kristen. I appreciate that. I'll do a couple of screenshots of that, and I'll post it in our Pure Health Warriors group, just so you guys can see what I had. Take those little notes. But it's called mentorbox.com for $7 a month or $59 a year. I thought it was very, very well worth it, especially for somebody who never finishes the books that I get. It's like Cliff's Notes version. All right. Anybody else have anything you want to add tonight? Y'all are all good? All right. Well, keep in mind, we have another overview tomorrow night. Invite. We'll get as many people on as we can. Make sure you get on Rachel's team call tomorrow night at 8:32. She's got a really cool announcement that I'm excited to run for. And if those of you like spa days, trust me, you are going to want to be on this call. Angie, I can see Angie now. Angie's going to be all over this. I should just go ahead and tell you.
No.
I won't tell you.
Oh, yes. No. Are you going to tell us? No?
I won't tell you. I'll wait. I'll let her tell you.
Okay. Well, since you just said my name, I'll chime in. I'm tired. And I didn't want to talk because I'm going to get like all on a rabbit trail. And I don't want to make this last all night. But Kristen, thank you for sharing. That was cool. I forgot what I was going to say. Okay. So you said, what'd you say? You said something, I'm going to like something, and something you said, like in the past weekend, I just have realized I've got to take a chill pill, okay, because Fran, just nod your head or take yourself off mute. When I first met Fran, I was still in my depression. And when she launched me, I feel like, I think back now is like in a dream, like, you got this Fran and she's like, we're going to launch you today. And you got to write down 50 people and talk to them. And it felt like 5,000 people because I was depressed. I was like, I don't care, whatever. So now that I care about everything and I just love life and I care about everything, God is showing me, I like the holy thing that Kristen shared, and I like your mentor notes, Linda, that you said, and God is showing me chill and enjoy life, non-depressed, and like quit freaking out about Pure right now. Enjoy what Pure is doing in your body. I'm like on month 4 or 5 now, and I want to sit down and call 50 people a day, but I also, my house is kind of falling apart, and my husband just finished school. Just did like 18, how many months? He just finished night school. So long story short, like need to like chill out with Pure, still be active. Like I'm staying plugged in, but I'm kind of backing off a little, if that makes sense, so that I can be a woman of integrity. And some of the things Kristen shared about the holiness and the this and the this and that. Because like I'm learning, like if I don't feel at peace with my husband and kids, then I'm just going to feel like a nutcase all the time. Who wants to do everything, but like can't really finish a thing, like you said about finishing a book or finishing invites or follow-ups or but whatever you just said, I don't know if it's another contest. It's like, okay, watch out, like here I come again. but all that to say, my word for the year is contentment, and I just have to settle. And today was the best day of feeling that way. It's like, I don't know if any of that made sense. I'm going to unmute myself now.
That was great. For some reason, I'm not able to text in the chat box, so that wasn't working for me. I don't know why. It's like stuck on Jane Morrison and privately, but it won't let me do anything. Nothing goes through. Angie, you're so funny. Francine, yes, she was making fun of your accent.
It was probably terrible. I love your accent. I wish I could talk like people that have cool accents.
Do you guys watch the show called Life in Pieces? Do y'all see that? It's on Hulu, I think, or which means it's a network TV show. But my husband just said that, Angie, you sound just like the girl on Life in Pieces. What's her name?
I don't know.
She's funny. Anyway, I knew who he was talking about.
Funniest one on the show, actually.
She's the funniest one on the show. She's a little sarcastic, but she's got great. We love her humor. Anyway, you sound just like her. It's a compliment. All right, guys. Well, I'll let you guys go. I'm doing screenshots of that thing right now. I'll post them in the group. I tried to do the document thing again with the link, and it won't let me do it. So you guys just have to get Mentorbox if you want. But anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Have a blessed night. Thank you for sharing. And yes, do you got to run this business at your pace and do what works for you, and make sure that you're keeping your life in balance as you do so. It really is about taking the time and going, like, I actually had a couple people message me, you get on a call, and I can tell you guys, every single person on this team, every single leader in this company has wanted to quit at one time or another, just so you know. And when you see, I even talked to Rachel mentioned this earlier. I was talking to her the other night. She had a horrible week. She had people condemning her for different things. People were not happy with, different things that she was doing. And she's like, yeah, and, just picking her apart for different things that had really for no good reason. I think sometimes it's just the devil getting on your back. And she had a hard week. She said, I just had to unplug and get away from people because I just didn't like people, and I couldn't think of anything nice to say about people because they were all being nasty. And we all get that way from time to time. And here she is. She tries so hard. And I'll tell you, and a big part of that was somebody on our team, not our team, not our downline, but somebody in her downline wanted to quit her team and move over to Whitney Johns' team. And that was something that she, her feelings were hurt, and that happens in this business. It definitely happened in our previous business, and the company didn't have much integrity about it. They let it happen on a regular basis. They kind of let people switch, even though they weren't supposed to. But Pure said, no, you need to grow where you're planted. And that just means, Rachel obviously will help anybody in this team. It doesn't matter how far in the downline they are. They just have to make the calls. You just got to call her and get her on a connect. And don't be afraid to do that. Yes, she is busy, but if you guys are working and you're consistent, and I will tell Kristen Kurtz, she commented on you and said, Kristen Kurtz reaches out to me all the time. She's always using me on connect calls. By the way, Kristen just hit bronze this weekend. So congratulations to you for that. And I know she can hit silver and gold very quickly here coming up because she's very consistent on those calls. She's working, and she does reach out to Rachel. She's not afraid to do that. So don't be afraid to reach out to Rachel. If I'm busy, you can't get me, which is rare. But things happen. Don't hesitate to reach out to Francine or Rachel or somebody else. Like they are here to work with us. This is what they do. This is what they're passionate about. And they're happy to do that. But, one thing Rachel was asking where the team, what's going on over there? She asked corporate, she contacted corporate, and she said, what's the magic dust? What do they have that we don't have? I don't understand, because, she's kind of hurting. Just seeing everything happen, how quickly it happened. $700,000 and since July is what Whitney Johns has earned. She's already surpassed Rachel, and Rachel's been doing this very consistently for 8 years. So it doesn't matter where you are, somebody else can pass you up. Somebody can work this business faster. So you gotta know and have in your heart that this business is for you, and you've just got to work where you're planted. Talk to the people that are in your surroundings. One good thing I will tell you they have going for them is they have corporate in their backyard. Literally, they can invite people to meetings at corporate. They can go introduce them to CEO Darren Hogue on any given day of the week. We can't do that. We're spread out all across the country. So that's where the events are important. That's where the events come in. We want to make sure that you guys are getting there and going to those. but they do have, some pros there that are definitely helping them out a little bit. That doesn't matter. Like, you guys have every chance to be successful in this business if you're consistent and you are taking real action in your business. So don't get bogged down by the stuff that doesn't really mean anything. The action is in inviting people to take a look and not getting discouraged by the no's, and just staying in your path and walking your journey in your shoes, not worrying about anybody else. Just put your blinders on. So I didn't really mean to go off on that tangent, but who knows, maybe somebody need to hear that too.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone. Y'all have a great night. Be blessed, and we will see you all on the Pure Overview tomorrow night. And make sure you get on Rachel's team call to find out what that incentive is. And I look forward to talking to y'all later this week. Keep me busy. Bye, guys.